what's going on, YouTubers? It's the Natural Born Gorilla, and welcome everyone to Impact Wrestling Review, the show from June 21st, 2019. They were at they're basically still in Queens, New York. Basically, I just forgot what what city they were in. And no, they're not in New York City because New York City is in Manhattan, New York. But they're at the Melrose arena, the Melrose Ballroom, basically. So, anyways, let's get to the show itself. And I apologize for this late review of Impact Wrestling. Just like I'll be apologizing for the other review of Impact Wrestling as well once I get to that. So I'm going to do back-to-back Impact Wrestling reviews. So there you go. So there we go. So the opening match was Tessa Blanchard versus Jay Christ from OVE. Match itself, it was interesting, seeing Scarpa, not Scarpa, to see Tessa Blanchard in this role instead of Scarpa Bordeaux. But after seeing this match, I was pleased with this match between Jay Christ and Tessa Blanchard. I just wonder how it would have been if Scarpa Bordeaux would have been originally feuding against OVE, where it's going to lead to Scarpa Bordeaux versus Sami Callihan at Slammiversary 17. So, but we'll never know because the situation was Scarpa Bordeaux. So, who knows? Maybe a situation will with Killer Cross too once you get to that part. But nevertheless, in the end, Tessa Blanchard wins the match. After the match, Tessa Blanchard leaves the ring as Sami Callihan, Dave, Christ, and you have also Madman Fulton coming in. Basically, Sami Callihan was disappointed in, at Jay Christ for not winning. So all of a sudden we hear Eddie Edwards' music playing. He comes out, he starts beating up OVE a little bit, and we get a match between Eddie Edwards versus Madman Fulton, because that was supposed to be the scheduled match. So we get to it immediately while Sami Callihan was at ringside. So Eddie Edwards, Madman Fulton was having a match, and all of a sudden Killer Cross appears on the Tapatron, where apparently it's supposed to be Sandman that he's kidnapped, and he's pouring water on him and everything, and he's got a sack, a black sack over his head. So you couldn't tell that if that really was Sandman. But we'll get to that. We'll get to who it ends up being when we get to it. So Eddie Edwards sees this distraction, which led Madman Fulton beating Eddie Edwards. After the match, Eddie Edwards ends up going backstage to see what's going on with that whole situation. Also, we see his wife, Lisa Edwards, stops him, like trying to tell him to not go after him and all that. So he ignores her obviously and goes to find Killer Cross, and we'll get to that later. Next we get to Moose versus Tommy Dreamer. It was solid. Nothing much to say about the match. But Tommy Dreamer ends up losing against Moose after Moose got him with a spear. Nothing much to say about the match, folks. I'm sorry. I don't know what to tell you about this. After the match, Moose got a steel chair to assault Tommy Dreamer with it. Try to do the basically RVD's moves, the Van Terminator. I was saying to myself, is he going to pull that off? I mean, I know he's an amazing athlete, but can he pull it off? But we'll never know because RVD comes out for the save. So we will never know if Moose could actually pull it off. But whatever. Next we get Taya looking for Rosemary backstage. At her lair or whatever. She ends up finding Rosemary, and she wants Rosemary to protect her. Rosemary agrees if she gives her one thing in return, and that is the Knockouts Championship. And then Taya agrees to it, and we'll get that momentarily. We see Melissa Santos interviewing backstage with Johnny B. Trash, where pertains to his triple threat match he's going to be having in the main event against Big Michael Elgin, who is unbreakable, and the X Division champion, Rich Swann. Johnny B. Trash basically was telling Big Mike that he's going to be the number one contender for the X Division championship, and that him nor the current champion Rich Swann will walk out with the title at Impact, because Impact Wrestling, Johnny B. Trash is going to, he said. So I thought the promo was decent. For once, it was decent from Johnny B. Trash, but he's still Johnny B. Trash. So then we get to Taya Valkyrie defending her Impact and Knockouts Championship against Su Yung, who's being accompanied by Jessica Havoc and Father James Mitchell. So the match happens. It ends up being pretty decent. And then in the end, for some reason, Havoc gets involved, attacking Taya Valkyrie, causing a disqualification, which means she caused her I guess you could say her teammate, who pertains to Father James Mitchell, trying to build up his own faction. Where it pertains to women's. But yeah, Havoc cost Su Yung the title. Su Yung was not happy about that. Su Yung and Jessica Havoc go have it. Father James Mitchell tells them that it's Taya Valkyrie we got to deal with here. Also, Rosemary comes out for the aid, and all of a sudden, Father James Mitchell gets on the mic, and he says that there's not there. I mean, they're not there to start violence. Instead, he has an idea for 7th anniversary. He says he's going to invite these 4 ladies, Havoc, Su Yung, Taya Valkyrie, and Rosemary, for the Impact Knockouts Championship in a Monsters Ball match. Rosemary was happy about that. Su Yung, in a way, was happy about that. Jessica Havoc was ecstatic. But Taya Valkyrie was not ecstatic of it. She was not happy about that. She was losing her mind. And yeah, now Taya Valkyrie is going to defend her title at 7th anniversary. The whole 30 days rules of no competing doesn't apply to Monsters Ball. So there you go. Next we get to Austin. I was gonna say Austin Aries. Next we get to Ace Austin. My apologies. He grabs the microphone, and he has been a good talker. He says, he basically thanks the fans for buying their T-shirts, and they are available at the live event online as well. He also goes on to say that how he is going to keep impressing the fans and will bring out new moves for the fans. And he says that way, no match in the same match. And he asks for a referee to come out because he wants to challenge anyone from the back. Basically pertains to exhibition. And all of a sudden we get the return of how you say it? It's TJP. Okay, TJ Perkins. The return of TJ Perkins. So they have a match, and it was a good match. And then in the end, TJ Perkins, or TJP, he goes for the detonation kick and gets the win. I'm like, wow. Ace also has not lost match since coming to Impact Wrestling, and we get an old school. Well, I would say an old school, because he was basically known as Manic at the time and Suicide. But anyways, TJP, next division defeats Ace Austin. And then we get to the conclusion of the whole thing with Sandman being kidnapped by Killer Cross. Eddie Edwards finds, what apparently it's supposed to be Sandman, but it wasn't Sandman at all. It was some random guy. And then Killer Cross ends up attacking Eddie Edwards, and then Eddie Edwards fights back. Alicia tells Edwards stop it, that it's not you and everything. And he's like, yes, it is me. And then he starts seeing Killer Cross get back up. Killer Cross is all bloody from his mouth. And then he starts biting him, from the mouth, I believe. And then He sees blood all over him, and Alicia Edwards does not know what to think of him, of his husband anymore, of her husband anymore. And then she walks away, and A. Edwards stomps on Killer Cross. And then it went black. And I see myself, was that a killing scene that Eddie Edwards just did? After watching the next Impact Wrestling show, that wasn't the case. But I'll get to that when I get a chance to get to that review. But at that time, that's what I was assuming that's what happened, because the whole thing with Scarpado and Killer Cross, that whole incident, that'll be for another time though. So we'll see how that turns out. I know Scarpado's gonna be gone, but I don't know if Killer Cross is gonna be gone too. But we'll see. In fact, Scarpado is already gone. I shouldn't say she's gonna be gone. She's already gone. But I digress. They get to the clubhouse. They discuss about the Rascals, about what happened when they attacked LAX. Wait a minute. No, I'm sorry. Yeah, it's at the clubhouse, but it's not LAX's clubhouse. It was actually the Rascals' clubhouse, where they're smoking a lot of weed and everything. About the whole thing where they're being attacked by LAX, and they feel so hard, and they feel like they worked so hard to win the tag belts and everything 2 weeks ago and everything. And then Conan shows up and says that you guys were disrespectful for coming to the bar and everything, to LAX's bar. We're uninvited and everything. And he tells the Rascals, but at the same time, you guys do work hard, and you guys came close to winning the tag belts and everything. And he says, so we're gonna give you that rematch at Slammiversary. And then Conan says, don't come into their bar ever again without their permission, while being invited. And there you go. So the match is set up for. Oh no, wait, I'm sorry, folks. That incident between Eddie Edwards and Killer Cross didn't happen until after this segment, because they show a segment where Eddie Edwards is looking for Killer Cross and the Sandman. My apologies. So it was at this point in time that Eddie Edwards finds, that guy who's not Sandman at all, and the whole thing with Killer Cross, and the whole thing with Alicia Edwards. And the whole thing with Kane 2.0 or whatever. And there you go. There you go, folks. Now we get to that point. And then we get to Sami Callihan with the whole OVE cam about this to set a challenge. So Sami Callihan to set a challenge to go 1-on-1 against Tessa Blanchard at Slammiversary. And yeah. And basically he is going to give her an equal opportunity at of a match at Slammiversary. So there you go. Main event time. A triple threat match between John B. Trash, being accompanied by John E. Bravo. I'm assuming he was out there. I don't remember if he was or not, but whatever. Versus Big Michael Elgin, and Rich Swann. Match itself, pretty damn good match with John B. Trash, with Michael Elgin, and with Rich Swann. This match this was so far one of the best match on the show, besides Tessa Blanchard and Jay Christ. This match was pretty damn good. And then in the end, it was Rich Swann getting the win over John B. Trash after a 450 splash. After the match, then we get Big Mike sneaking up from behind to attack Rich Swann. And then John E. Bravo gets involved. Who brings out the X, and both John B. Trash and Michael Elgin starts fighting over the X and everything. All of a sudden, we get the return of the Impact World Champion, the Machine, Brian Cage. So he comes out, he starts clearing houses on Bravo, Elgin, and B. Trash. That's John B. Trash, if you haven't figured that out yet. And yeah, so Brian Cage is back, and he's ready for Slammiversary. But we'll get to that when I do my next review for Impact Wrestling. And that was the show for Impact Wrestling of this review. The show from June 21st, 2019. tournament wrestling for the show was I think it was 5 matches. You know, the whole thing with TJP and Ace Austin, when Ace Austin issued a challenge to anyone in the back. Yeah, 5 matches. And my overall strength for the show, I'm gonna go I'm gonna go 6.5 out of 10. And with that being said, folks, thank you all for watching. For It's a Natural Born Thriller, saying peace on the streets. For this was your Impact Wrestling review.